Chicken noodle code. Chicken noodle code. Visual Studio Code. We're going to click on the source control. I have to clone a repository and then open a folder, so provide a URL that I can paste in. So let's find a repository that I can use. It's a small virtual reality game called Cappy Escape, which means it will work, well, not just in the browser, but also in VR headsets, and you can kind of look around and shoot down flying capybaras anyways. And yeah, so there they are. They're kind of like random and rising up, and then as you look around with your VR headset. So that is the repository that I'm going to try to clone. And I could now just download the zip file, right? That would be the easiest. Or I can use the link that I copy and paste into my VS Code. And I paste in the URL. I'm going to hit enter on this. Now it's going to ask me to place it somewhere on my computer. So you have to select, let's say, documents. I'm going to have workspace, open source. I'm going to say select as repository destination, and then I can say open in this existing window, and there you go. So here you can see, cool, we have an existing index.html page, and there's already the JavaScript. And so in order to, do changes and commit the changes or stage the changes, you can use the built-in source control widget. I'm going to do one thing though. In the extensions, I'm going to look for Copilot. And that's basically here. GitHub Copilot. I'm not sure what the difference is between those two. Oh, this is the chat and this is the actual extension. So I'm going to say install on this one. It's going to take a little bit, but once it's installed, I have to actually sign in. Here in the chat tab on the left, I can basically click or find that sign in to GitHub button. I'm going to click this one and I will have to allow it. Now it's saying Firefox is ready, so it opened a page in, oops, I must have clicked it twice in the browser, and I have to basically authorize Visual Studio Code to have access to my GitHub account. Now it's being redirected. I think actually I have to say open link. And then from there, now I got Copilot here on the left, and also I'm able to actually commit staged changes and push them to the repository. So I was thinking we could maybe have a look at the index.html page. So this is using A-Frame, which allows you to make applications that work for both VR and AR. But also they're awesome for making quick 3D websites if you're not actually using a VR headset. Still quite impressive. So yeah, so there's just a few HTML tags that do the whole show basically. I do have a JavaScript though, controlling some of the actions. I'm going to go through these in a little bit, but yeah, so if I say I want to add a CSS file, because right now there's no styles whatsoever, in the future I will want to add some, logo and a specific font, which I will need CSS for. So I'm going to go with the link style sheet, and we're going to have a CSS folder /style. Let's call it game.css. Game.css. Awesome. Save. So now, since there was a change, here we can see, modified. So this color changed to orange, and in my Explorer, that means there's a modification. But also I can add something in addition to having the code here. I'm going to say new folder, CSS, new file, and this one is, like I mentioned, game.css. All right, there we go. So this is now an empty CSS file. Oh, it says untracked. All right, we're going to start with a reset. Margin, padding 0, perfect. And I want to have the box sizing border box. All right, not too much action going on from the Copilot, but yeah, some stuff like here will basically show up random, or it seems random or magically, right? And I can hit the tab key to allow it if it's something that you had in mind anyway. Often it's like, oh, this is not the font that I actually wanted, so I would have to change it. But yeah, why not? So I'm going to keep this one. Let's say these are the recent changes. I do have my style sheet linked, and there is the new style sheet in the CSS folder. So how can I actually push this to my repository in GitHub? So let's have a look. I'm going to refresh, and it seems to be 4 hours ago. So this is not right now. So the recent changes have not been tracked or committed yet. So I have to do that either from the command line or in the browser. You can also upload new files and stuff, but it would be more convenient to do it directly from here. So I'm going to click on source control, and here I have the changes listed. I can say there's the index.html file, and you can see a diff. So you can kind of compare what's new, and you can clearly see the green line here. It added a line for link CSS, game CSS. And yeah, so if everything's correct, you can stage the changes by hitting a little plus symbol. Awesome. And the CSS file, which is untracked, we're going to add that by hitting the little plus symbol as well. Cool. So now I'm going to type the commit message. So I'm going to say added CSS file. That's good enough. It doesn't have to be too lengthy. So now I'm ready to push these changes, which means it's going to upload everything to GitHub. And this is the sync button here, sync changes, and click. This action will put and push commits from and to origin main. So that's the main branch, and I'm going to say OK. Would you like Visual Studio to periodically run git fetch? I'm going to say yes on that, just to make sure I'm always up to date. Okie dokie. Now let's go back here. All the markings are gone, so there's the modified green highlighting is missing, and the untracked as well. So I'm going to reload in GitHub, and I should be able to see now the added CSS file. Perfect. And of course, there's so much more that I want to add. But it's also nice now you can see the separation between HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Before it was all in one file, and you only get to see HTML as the main language, even though it had a lot of JavaScript. All right. And you can always double check if your stuff is actually here. So there's the JavaScript file. And here in the sidebar, there's also the CSS file. All right, that's it. So I'm successfully connected to my GitHub. I have my Copilot working as well. I still have to play with that a little bit more. And yeah, I'll see you next time.
Chicken noodle code. Chicken noodle code.